Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Barely Bookish podcast. Today, we are continuing on with Frankenstein, and we are joined. I say we as if the royal we. We're joined by Becca and Allison
Hey.
Hi.
in
That was
unison.
your best one yet.
That was the best one. Can I preface this whole episode with, I don't remember how this book ends.
Yeah.
I don't know how this book ends.
Well, even this section, I was reading the notes and I was like, oh, right, that did happen.
This is about as far as I remember. Anything past these next 3 chapters, I don't know. So I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't know what happens from here.
We get to experience it together. For some reason, I must have just went on vacation when I
evaporated.
I evaporated while reading this book. I think I did audiobook for the ending, and clearly that wasn't the right avenue for me because I really don't remember. It must have been multitasking, like I said.
I also had only ever done this as an audiobook, and I feel like I didn't remember a good 40% of this book. I feel like the audiobook of this, the language and like the accent, it just goes kind of in one ear, out the other. But it was enjoyable. I really liked it. It was super entertaining. But do I remember any of it now?
I feel like your audiobook was better than mine because mine was, I read the Amazon Classics version, and then you can do like it's not a true audiobook, it's the Amazon read along, like accessible version on the Audible app. And this one had like voices and stuff, but Frankenstein had a normal voice, but Frankenstein's monster was like a distracting accent. Like it was just very strange.
Mine was the complete opposite. In my audiobook, the voices were really good. It was just one guy, but he was doing all the voices. But the monster had an American accent. And I was like, that's bizarre. Like, why would we give the monster an American accent?
He grave robbed like one part in in like Jersey.
Yeah. It was just like the most bewildering thing to hear, like after so many pages, to hear an American accent pop out of the monster. It was bizarre.
It's like anytime Jim Doyle has to like talk like a house elf talks, it's like, oh my god, what?
Yeah, that's true. That's diverse right there, though. This one was not very diverse. It was just weird.
Yeah. Still a good audiobook. I would still recommend it.
Yeah, I think I would do a different version of audiobook than what I did, but...
Yeah. And it's such a quick audiobook, too. It's, like 6 to 8 hours? Like, it's really pretty short.
Yeah, and I think that's what affected my retention, because I did some of this on the Kindle and some of this as an audiobook, and that generally isn't a problem for me, but the audiobook is just, like, entertaining, not necessarily, like, retention building.
Yeah. It's like listening to a TV show in the background to me.
Right.
Like, I could tell you what's happened, but am I really, like, clocking the details? No.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when I was reading these notes, I was like, oh yeah, that did happen. I do remember that. But like, if you asked me how this book ends, I couldn't tell you a single thing that happens after this section.
Me either. I'm so excited we're all going through it together.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it has been about a year since we've read this.
Yeah.
Almost. We read it around Halloween, so.
Yeah. It's been a good chunk of time.
Yeah, it has been a long time. So.
Almost exactly a year then.
I know.
Yeah. It's kind of like full circle that we're finishing this right when we were beginning it last year.
I know, we might actually have our final recording like right before Halloween.
That'd be fun.
So we are on volume 3, chapter 1. And my first note is, whatever the equivalent of writer's block for mad scientists is, Viktor has it.
That's very true, I feel like.
Yeah, he's like heavily delaying every way he could possibly think of to not create the second monster, which is kind of funny to me.
I have that highlighted too. I thought the same thing.
So he keeps sitting outside and tanning to relax, which same. He's putting a lot of delays in this project. He is not wanting to get it done quickly, which fair, I guess. I mean, delaying the inevitable sounds rough, but whatever.
I was about to say, I feel like if I were him, I would just want to like get it done, wipe my hands of it, be over it,
Viktor's middle name is avoidance behavior.
That's true. Oh my god, that's so true.
I just want to keep going on vacation with my boy toy in Europe, you
Yeah.
know? Like, Henry's just like, let's go prance along the countryside. Not prance.
Yeah.
Gallivant? Is that the word?
Gallivant. Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I have so
Gallivant.
many parts highlighted of him and Henry's trip through Europe in the next chapter.
I just like hear the ABBA song of "Walks Along the Seine."
Yes.
Our last summer.
This is their last summer because then he has to go get married.
Yeah, his dad's like, I'm growing old. You need to marry your sister cousin.
This is essentially his bachelor party.
Mhm.
Oh, it sure is.
It's his last
Yeah.
last romp in the swamp, you know?
Yeah.
Literally.
He's
So
like, I'm going to
this-
go hang out with my boyfriend and I'm going to go build this monster and then I'll marry you.
Yeah. This is the perfect segue into his dad pulling him aside. And he's like, hey, I'm glad you're seemingly doing better, but you're still avoiding literally everyone in this family. Like, do you still want to marry your sister cousin? Is there somebody else? Like, what's the play? What's the vibe? I don't want to push you to marry your sister cousin, but like, she is the only one that will bring you joy and the only one I can respect as being your wife, but I'm not pushing you or anything. And Victor's like, wait, I do want to marry my sister cousin. I promise. I totally promise. And he's like, okay, son, then you should probably get married tomorrow. And he's like,
he sure
hold
did
on.
say tomorrow, didn't he?
Yeah. He was like, immediately. Like, if we could do it right now, I would get you down the aisle right now. Like,
he's like, meet me at the church at 9 a.m.
yeah. He's like, your sister cousin already has her dress ready. Like, it's just hanging out.
It's like a Disney movie, man.
Yeah, really and truly. He didn't waste any time.
Literally.
And he was like, he just couldn't get engaged knowing he has, he can't enjoy it because he has to go to work for the monster. And I wrote in the margin, I was like, this is his first rational thought. This is his first good call that he's had the entire book. Like, good decision number one.
Literally. So he's like, all right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I really need to travel before I settle down and get married. Like, I need to see the world. As if this kid hasn't, like, not spent any time in his home country. Like, he's literally been already gallivanting. Like, he did college gallivanting. He, like, did a study abroad. Elizabeth is staying home and taking care of his younger brothers the entire time.
And his dad. And his
dad.
mom.
Yeah.
Elizabeth is taking care of everyone for him.
The expectations for men are minimal.
Truly. Oh, to be a man, you know?
Especially.
So, he's like, I need to go to England and get more research, aka gallivanting with my boyfriend.
For a year. He asked for a year.
No, he asked for 2 years in mine.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not remember that time frame, and I was shocked.
Yeah, he said the duration of my absence was left to my own choice. A few months or at most a year was what I contemplated. Yeah,
mine
yours
was
said
2 years.
Really? What a weird change. Why would you change that?
I was like, that's a little extreme. Let's take it back a notch.
So
I wish I could have been there in the edit session.
Yeah.
When she does each version.
Absolutely, because some of these are the most like benign changes. Like, how is that at all relevant? Unless in the ending, none of us know that's like relevant that he comes back within a year's time. But who knows?
Yeah.
The best change is deciding that marrying his sister was a little messed up, so we'll just do human trafficking.
Yeah, we'll just make her an orphan instead.
Yeah.
We'll just snatch her out of her village as long as it's not his sister.
Because she was the most.
Well, now they're not blood related.
Yeah, because she was the only white child in the village.
So terrible.
Literally, because she was like white and blonde too, right?
Yeah. That's so fucked up.
It's really messed up.
They're like, yeah, somehow all these other orphans are dirty, but she seems to have been freshly bathed, as if they knew she was more important. I was like, what the fuck, actually?
She's so pure. She deserves to be saved.
Elizabeth doesn't have that much better of a life after being human trafficked.
No. Agreed.
That's not even just to be fair, it's just a comment. It's just a comment. I think Elizabeth is probably the least coveted character in this book.
Yeah, absolutely. I would hate to be Elizabeth. Also, no one once asked if she wanted to get married to him tomorrow. Like, she is
Nope.
not at all brought into the conversation
No.
whatsoever.
Maybe poor Justine. She might be.
Poor
She might be
Justine.
even less coveted.
Even more of a martyr.
Yeah. Every time we say poor Justine, I just hear from Peter Pan the poor Nana.
Yeah, yeah.
Same.
That's funny. But he did say as soon as he returned from England, he would marry Elizabeth. He said, like, the moment I get back, we'll get married.
I feel like he's gonna step on English soil and his dad will have like an alarm bell going off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what Find My Friends when you can set a radius and then like when someone's outside of that radius it like lets you know?
I've never done that, but I know that you could do that.
I had
actually
no
had-
idea you could do that.
It alerts the person you do it to, from what I've been told. I've never done it, but I've thought about it.
I've seen where you can do that.
I've thought about it for my mom because like sometimes she'll be like, okay, we're gonna leave the house at 9, but like it takes them 30 minutes to get to me, so I need to know when they actually leave because then I get out of bed and start getting ready. But then usually she doesn't leave until 9:30, so I keep checking her Find My Friends. I just like leave it up while I'm like scrolling through memes, and then as soon as she like I see hers wiggle outside of her house, I'm like, I gotta get ready, I gotta go. Like that's my play.
I also only use Find My Friends for my mom. I've got more people on there. Like, I've got Allison on there, but I only check it to see where my mom is. Just to make sure she's where she's supposed to be.
I check it because my mom will say something. She'll be like, did you know your cousin was at Aunt Michelle's house? And I'm like, no. And I go and look at your Find My Friends to fact check her.
Wow.
That's it.
I got nothing to hide.
Too.
I got nothing to hide.
Well, then she'll say like, "Oh, I saw Allison posted a photo, or her mom posted a photo or something," and somehow she figured it out, or my grandma got a photo. I don't know. My mom's like getting random photos of like Allison somewhere, and she's like, "Did you know?" Like, no.
Who's getting photos of me?
I don't know. I guess I want to like paparazzi on you or something. I have no idea.
Someone's taking pictures of me and I'm not aware. I have grandma on Find Friends, but it like only works on their Wi-Fi at home, so it's literally only at home. And it's her iPad, so she doesn't like take it with her.
Although I put it on her cell phone.
It might be on her cell phone because I feel like when they go on a car ride or something, I do see where they are.
Victor's a bit nervous about leaving his family behind and unprotected. I'm like, buddy, you literally can't fight, but okay, whatever. Like, what's he gonna do? Honestly,
they've been unprotected this entire book.
Yeah,
literally.
He does say that he hopes the monster like follows him to England just so his family is at least safe. And I'm like, that's like worst case scenario. I feel like for him to follow you, crazy.
Yeah, but also the love of your life, your husband, is with you in England. Yeah. So, what's the move here, buddy?
He is so like unbelievably happy that Henry's going with him.
It's so crazy. Cute. So he tells Elizabeth he's going to be gone for 2 years, and she's like, that kind of sucks that I can't go travel the world for 2 years and I have to just sit here and wait for you, but like have fun, I guess. And he's like, she must be so bored. And I'm like, I think she just would also like to be able to travel and enjoy herself, but go off.
Also,
wow, that's like crazy because sorry, go ahead, Allison.
No, I was just gonna say, like, if the way her character is written is that her only function is to marry Victor, and then to be told like, hey, I'm gonna go do something first though. Like, I'm gonna go do my thing, I'll be back later. Like, that is her whole function as a character so far.
Yeah, she just has to wait around for him.
Yeah.
That's crazy that yours has all of that because mine, she doesn't say a word.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he goes, 1,000 conflicting emotions rendered her mute, and she bade me a tearful, silent farewell.
That's what she decided to change.
Damn.
That's what she decided to change.
Let's see if I can find what it says in mine.
Yeah, did she have dialogue, or was it just like stated that she bid him farewell?
Elizabeth approved of the reasons of my departure and only regretted that she had not the same opportunities of enlarging her experience and cultivating her understanding. She wept, however, as she bade me farewell and entreated me to return happy and tranquil. We all, said she, depend upon you, and if you are miserable, what must be our feelings?
Wow. She said
Yeah.
if the man of the house ain't happy, nobody's happy. Go on
She's
and
like,
get.
I
you
hate
bring
this.
down our vibe in this
Yeah.
household.
That's crazy that that's another difference.
Yeah.
To be fair, I can totally see Victor being like the mopiest.
Jesus, Homer, go.
The
Just go.
mopiest presence, you know?
Mm-hmm. And like, let's be very honest with ourselves. Her assumption has to be here that he is going out and sleeping with other women, right? Like that's usually
Yeah.
what they do on these like bachelor, like before you settle down and get married, you go and shack up with like women in brothels, you know?
Or sleeping with Henry.
Or sleeping with Henry.
This boy toy who's going on the trip with him. Like, why can Henry go and not Elizabeth? Like, it makes no sense. And if it's like the whole guy is that, well, an unmarried woman can go with an unmarried man, she's his sister cousin. They're family. They can travel together. Like,
They're family and married. Like
Betrothed.
it's like, it makes no, unless she has to stay behind and take care of everybody again. That's why she has to stay.
but like also they could have gotten married and then she could have came on the 2-year trip. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just him being like, I'm sorry, I gotta build a girlfriend for a monster before I can marry you.
Can you imagine if he was honest about what was going on?
I think this would be an entirely different book.
Oh
That'd
yeah.
be
It'd
wild.
be like a horror novel, honestly.
It already is.
True.
It'd be a lot more unhinged if he was just straight up
Yeah.
like, well, I created this abomination of nature and let it run wild and turn evil, and now I need to make it a lover. So I gotta go. So I'll deal with you later. Gotta go do my thing.
I think to me, uh the other thing that's really funny is when he meets up with Clairval, like Henry, he's just like very golden retriever now, which is very cute.
Mm-hmm.
Just happy to be there. And then my other note was the way he talks about Henry. You're gonna tell me they're not in love?
Oh my god, they're so gay in these chapters. This is like
Literally.
peak their romantic relationship. I've got so much of this highlighted about Henry because I'm like, oh, you guys are so unbelievably in love.
Like the other thing is, I'm like, they're fucking. Like I don't, no if and or buts, you know.
No, they're boning.
100%. Like I just anybody told who says this book is not gay needs eyes.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm
I
glad we're all on the same page.
I even have a part highlighted where they've started their journey and they're on a boat on some river, just going through the lands. And he was like, "Who can describe the immaculate sensations of those of Henry? He felt as if he had been transported to fairyland and enjoyed a happiness seldom tasted by man." I'm sorry, Henry's in fucking fairyland. That's crazy. What?
What does that mean?
Like Elizabeth is at home weeping.
Literally.
And like Dr. Frankenstein's like, yeah, I gotta go. And Henry's just in fucking fairyland, living life. Like he's
Dead.
taking him on an all-inclusive trip across Europe. Like I'd be okay with my boyfriend getting married to somebody else too if I got a whole trip.
Like, first of all, Henry
Without a
fucking
friend.
yeah, literally. Henry's fucking boyfriend is a billionaire, okay?
Yeah.
So he's just like everything's paid for. They're like yachting it up, you know, going on cruises. He's like, we're going on a bachelor trip. Henry's like, all right, and here's my first class ticket I want. You know what I mean? Like that's the energy we're having here.
Yep.
And I love it.
Love it. I have one part highlighted, which is kind of crazy, and I wanted to see if y'all's versions had it too. Um, Kind of like in the same paragraph where they're traveling through, Henry's talking about all of the nature they see, and he's just like overly enthusiastic about everything they're seeing, and he's just like stoked. And it says like his soul overflowed with ardent affections, and his friendship was that of devoted and wondrous nature. So like they're just having a really good time. And then it has a snippet of a poem from a different book. And then beneath it, Victor cuts back to his talk with like the sailor guy who we're talking to like at the start of the book and goes, and where does he now exist? Is this gentle and lovely being lost forever? Has this mind with ideas, imaginations, and magnificent, fanciful contemplations, the word's broken in half, has his mind perished? And I'm like, is he asking the like sailor guy, is Henry dead? Like, does he not know if Henry's alive or not? I don't remember that at all.
Is this also the first time we've cut back to the sailor?
It's one of the very first. I think somewhere kind of in the midst it cuts back to the sailor, but just like barely. And then this is like very clearly a cutback. And then there are a few more in like the next chapter or two.
Yeah, I
So
know
he's
there's
just,
more
like,
near the
getting closer
end,
to the end.
but
yeah,
I feel like this is one of the first, yeah.
I think so too. But just weird that it cut back and he was like, "Is Henry dead? We don't know."
But he's so out of sorts at this point.
Victor has cut back to the sailor that he's telling this whole story to, and to the sailor,
Yes.
he's like, "But does he now exist? Is his mind still here? Has his mind perished?" Like, he's essentially being like, "We don't know if Henry died or not." And I'm like, what a weird place to insert that in the story, you know?
But I'm also like, how did Henry die? Like, what are we?
Yeah,
You
there's
know?
a gap somewhere. Like, something's happened.
I'm like, don't reflect yet. We're not there in the story. What are we talking about?
Spoilers, narrator spoilers.
Literally.
Yeah,
And then
crazy.
we're on to chapter 2. So they're meeting up. They're going to London. Victor's meeting up with a philosopher in London, and I'm like, oh, Philosopher's Stone. And then he and Henry are hanging out there for the next few months.
Yeah, they're there for a minute.
And now I'm just thinking, I wish we were flashing back to Elizabeth right now. Like, what's she up to, you know?
Poor girl.
She's doing
Probably
like
taking care of his
needlepoint.
old dad. Yeah,
Doing needlepoint.
Shouldn't have any more kids to take care of now that William and Justine are goners.
There's
Oh,
still
no, there's one little
more.
brother.
There's one more.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
another.
Oh.
Don't ask me his name. I have no idea.
Okay, that was my next question.
I think it's like David or something.
Weird. Okay, but he's like way younger, right?
Yeah. The 2 youngest brothers were like only a couple years apart. So he's like, we can imagine he's like 10-ish.
Okay.
He then says the voice of Henry soothes him, and I'm like, that's so cute. Like, you're just on a little vacation.
It's super cute.
I love their romance, but Henry deserves better.
Honestly.
Well, actually, this is where I start to lose Henry a little bit, because as he's talking about like Henry's voice soothes him, he says Henry's now planning to visit India because he learned the languages, and for colonization, he's going to go colonize India with the British.
I don't have that.
Whoa,
What?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't have that. Hold on.
This is where I was like, oh no, Henri, not a colonizer.
Henri, no.
No. He goes, and in the views Henry had taken of its society, it being India, the means of materially assisting the progress of European colonization and trade. In Britain only could he further the execution of his plan. So he's going to go down to India and colonize. I know, I don't remember this from the audiobooks.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Like,
is this pre them mentioning going to Perth?
Let me look, because they sure did mention a lot of places. Okay, this is before they acquitted on London the 27th of March.
I don't even have that specific of dates.
Yeah, she put it. I highlighted it because I'm like, that's the first time we get a specific date in this book.
Are you in chapter 2?
Yeah. It's before they arrive in England in October.
I don't even have October. They're literally in mine. We got London for a second, and then they get the letter that they're going to go to Perth. It's like 4 paragraphs later.
Hold on. I think we're right around the same paragraph.
Oh, wait, no. I got 27th of March.
Okay, nice. I'm like, that's so bizarre.
So you said before they mentioned October? Because I found October.
Yeah, it's the paragraph before they mentioned they got the letter to visit Scotland.
Okay, let me see.
It's in that paragraph. And in that same paragraph, Victor goes, I now also began to collect the materials necessary for my new creation. So Henry's gonna go colonize India, and Victor's grave robbing and like limb stealing and body desecration. And I'm like, who's worse? I don't know which one of these men is worse, but they kind of deserve each other.
What a bachelor party. I'm gonna go colonize and I'm gonna go grave rob.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't have anything about him going to go colonize.
Really?
Yeah, I did not remember that detail at all because
I didn't
feel
either.
like Henry is just sweet golden retriever energy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same here, but no, it's like very clearly he's gonna go help the European colonization and trade.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
And I said in my notes, I said, no, hottie Henry's a colonizer.
No,
Henry.
we're gonna just take that part out, and we're gonna throw it away.
Yeah,
It wasn't in her original.
I'm like, she just wanted to shit on another man in this book. I feel like she hates all of the men in this book.
You're not fair. She probably had a rough life. We don't know.
To be fair, I feel like she hates all the women in this book too.
That's true.
Too.
She might just hate people. Period.
She gives the women no hope.
Because in mine, that paragraph before it says, but in Clairval, I saw the image of my former self. He was inquisitive and anxious to gain experience and instruct. The difference of manners which he observed was to him an inexhaustible source of instruction and amusement. He was forever busy, and the only check to his enjoyments was my sorrow and dejection. Mean?
Wow. So when yours goes, he was forever busy, that's where ours differentiates, because mine says he was also pursuing an object he had long had in view. His design was to visit India in the belief that he had in his knowledge of its various language and in the views he would take of its society. The means to materially assist progress. So he's literally saying, I think I know enough about their language and enough about their society to go over there and help them make it better and make it be more British. Like, that's bad.
Yuck.
That's rough. That's so funny, though.
Yeah. Wow.
So
and they're in
after,
Windsor, right? Oh, sorry, I'm reading it at the same time. I don't know about y'all's version, but she goes in on Oxford, just like
oh yeah,
paragraphs and paragraphs of detail about Oxford, and like a whole lot about Charles the First, which like I know nothing about that, but she was clearly talking politics. That went right above my head.
You guys probably know who Braden Lee Mulligan is, but there was like whenever he like monologues, he usually goes into like a anti-capitalism speech. So they were like playing bingo and for his monologue to see who could get like bingo first. And it was like anti-capitalism message, and everyone like slammed down on it. And that's just what I was thinking about with
that's funny.
This portion.
Is that what she's like talking about? Because if I'm being honest, I skimmed quite a bit of that because I don't understand who Falkland is. I don't know who Goring is. Like,
I don't know. That was my assumption here because there was literally like there's in the back of my book there's this part where it's like questions or something.
Yeah, mine has a footnote for this part, and I'm like, maybe one day I'll get to it.
Oh, there's like a chronological order thing in here. Oh, it's between Mary Shelley and Percy Shelley. Oh, and there's like head, heart. Honestly, you know what? Whenever people tell me that I'm supposed to like see that someone's like specifically a thing, and that means nothing to me. I don't know. Okay, maybe it was my other book that had the further discussion questions. But it was like one of them was like, what is Mary Shelley's like? In what way does she talk about capitalism and that kind of stuff?
Interesting.
Or not capitalism. Like society as a whole or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd have to go find the other book probably.
She does do a lot of like analyzing current politics, I feel like.
I think politics was the word I was going for, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's the one. Maybe if I got more sleep, this recording would be a little more functional, but you know what? Fuck it, we ball, okay?
That's okay. All three of our brains put together, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. The one brain cell we all are sharing this evening.
Exactly.
So randomly, some guy decides to invite them to Perth, which I was like, okay,
I
sure.
also thought that was bizarre. Like, who? There's no like history of who that guy is. They just said
No.
he visited them when they were in Geneva.
My favorite part too is like there's no assumption that they will get there quickly. He's like, "How about sometime in the next year you come and visit me? Don't give me a
Yeah,
time frame." Like,
yeah.
what? That's my worst nightmare.
This whole
I
section
think
of the
that's good.
book gives like White Lotus vibes to me. They just keep making poor decisions and
I don't know
getting
what White
invited
Lotus is.
along to things. Becca's seen White Lotus.
Yeah,
This
I
has a
have.
White Lotus energy to it to me, where it's like they just keep making bad choices and
I just see this part of the book as like lovers travel montage because they're in like 8 different countries or at least different cities, and I'm just like on to the next, on to the next. Like let's just keep it moving. But they love each other.
So somehow Victor packs everything up without Henry noticing anything, which is the funniest thing to me because it's like here's what we need to know. Did he either do a very minimal grave robbing thus far or did like Henry smell decaying and was just didn't say anything cuz he's being a sugar baby and someone is expensing this
sugar
entire trip.
baby.
I made the exact same note. Like when he talks about packing up his stuff, I'm like, oh, you're traveling with body parts. Like there's
Mhm.
no way that can smell good. And also,
I
like,
mean,
how are you keeping those good? Like he's obviously robbing fresh graves because to have
mhm.
like limbs that aren't just skeletons, it's got to be fresh graves. And so I'm like, I know that stinks. And
So
Henry just doesn't notice.
here's what I'm thinking, okay? You can get all of the organs in a preserved jar. So you could get your eyeballs in a preserve. Like that's the stuff you can get in like pickle for later, you know?
Yeah, but that's like formaldehyde. That almost smells worse. Well, maybe not worse than like
But I
body.
think that's like, don't you think once it's in a jar and you
That's true with like a lid
mm-hmm.
on it.
You know what a
Mm-hmm.
But
better question is? This era, do you think there were a lot of pleasant smells happening?
That's
True.
valid. Do you think people smelled bad enough that they just wouldn't smell rotting flesh on him?
I don't think they're smelling as fresh as people do now. And you
Interesting.
don't know how clean those towns were because
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
towns
true.
weren't,
Fair.
it's not like they had like city management,
That's
When did
crazy.
the
No, you're
Black
telling
Plague occur?
me. Yeah,
way before this, but
before March 27th.
but
When
still,
was the bubonic plague? I don't know.
wasn't antiseptic like not even a thing until around the Civil War. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
Did
you're
people
right.
used to just shit in the streets? Wasn't that a
Yeah,
thing for a while?
some of us still do. Just kidding. Totally kidding.
a
Anytime I
dog.
hear about someone getting arrested for just pissing on the side of the road or something, you know?
You do what you gotta do in a moment's notice. You wonder how fucked up these people are because how readily available is clean water too. They're drinking a lot of beer.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
hygiene is at the level it is now.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, maybe they wouldn't have noticed.
maybe smells were less noticeable. Odors were less noticeable, possibly.
Well, it's like I think about sometimes when people talk about how like housewives were like really happy in the 50s, and then you kind of
Yeah.
realize that everybody was just like high as shit the whole time.
Yeah. Very
Like, yeah,
true.
I'm not gonna mind that I'm doing house chores if I'm just like high out of my mind. That sounds fine.
Honestly, impressive that they were still getting them done.
I know. Queens, honestly. So it takes them literal months to get to Perth. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think we're like estimating what, like 5 months from like date they get letter to them being in Perth.
Something like that. Yeah.
Um, Henry's starting to get a little sad traveling all the time because he keeps making friends and then leaving them. But I'm like, buddy, you don't have to stay in that town that long. You guys could literally just pass through. Like that is an option you do have. You know what I mean?
Right. They could stop her, or like they don't have to stop at every single place.
Mm-hmm. So, um, Victor's Victor's like constantly terrified that the monster is gonna kill Henry and his family. So whenever he like doesn't get a letter on schedule, he like starts freaking out, which is fair. But like also, buddy, like I think you should probably just speed up your task. But that's just me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like why are we diverting to Scotland? You could just have stayed in London where you said you were going to be and complete the task there and then go home. You didn't have to
Yeah.
meander on up to Scotland just because you got one invite. Like we could say no to things.
He didn't have to do pretty much any of this trip.
Literally.
By the way, he probably could have just gone like a few blocks down the road to work on this project if he really was if he was really hell-bent on it, you know.
Unless he felt like he had to escape just so he didn't have to marry Elizabeth immediately, you know?
He needed to go vacay with his boyfriend and enjoy that, honestly. But I don't know, maybe if it was me, I would have gone and like knocked all this out, done all my grave robbing in about a month's time span, built this creature, sent it on his way, and then went and continued the rest of my vacationing and been like, all right, don't bother me, enjoy the Arctic winds.
Agreed.
Don't bother me.
But yeah, I love how he's like, he's miserable whenever a letter doesn't come on time, and then when a letter does arrive, he's terrified to open it because he's worried it's going to say, like, bad news.
He is the most dramatic character.
He's
Truly.
so dramatic. And he's, like, following Henry around like a little puppy dog. Like, he refuses to leave Henry's side so he can protect him from the monster. And then he goes back to, in like the same breath, he was like, I was guiltless. Saying like it's the monster's fault, but I had indeed drawn a horrible curse upon myself. And I'm like, you're not the victim here. Like, this curse you brought on yourself was fully self-inflicted. Like, you created the monster in the first place. I don't get it. I don't understand how he can be this far into this like narration and not realize that he's not the victim.
Have you not been a part of this book? Have you not analyzed his
literally.
personality? He kind of sucks.
He then tells Henry, he's like, okay, buddy, I'm gonna like be away from you for 2 months. And Henry's like, how am I supposed to exist? He says that Viktor makes him feel like he's home. And I'm like, oh my God.
I have that so highlighted too. That's so adorable.
Literally in love.
Yeah, I love that he feels like he's at home when they're together.
So cute. And then he goes to like this remote island with like 4 people on it, and he calls everybody else that lives there peasants, which kind of makes me laugh, to be honest.
He talks mad shit about those islanders.
Oh yeah. And he is not happy at all to be working, which fair, iconic. What a mood.
And he talks about like feeling disgusted by like watching his hands work. And I'm like, where was this feeling of disgust the first time around when you were making this monster? Like, you're doing the same exact thing. Just because you've suffered consequences, now you're feeling like it's bad. Like, I don't know. I don't have a lot of sympathy for him.
Same at this point. So now we're on to chapter 3. We find out it's been 3 years since he created the original monster. And now he's like trying to remember everything he did without his journal, by the way, which I think is interesting because I feel like if the monster really wanted to speed up this process, he would have probably given his notebook back.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, me personally, I would have just like photocopied that bad boy and had my own version and been like, here you go. You can have this one.
Would have had a Googled shared drive or whatever.
Yeah. With scanned in pages of your own notebook.
Yeah.
I'd be actually so pissed off, to be honest. Like, if someone stole my notebook and then just sent me scanned versions of my notebook, I'd be like, no, give me the original and you can keep the scans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. That's my creative content. Give it back.
Yeah. That's my copyright. So Viktor then starts overthinking about literally everything that could go wrong with creating this monster. He's like, what if the lady doesn't love him? What if she finds him ugly? What if, what if they both are murderers? Like, what if, like, the whole spiel? And then he's like, what if they get pregnant and procreate the entire world, and then all their offspring hunt down the human race, and then I am remembered as someone that created mankind's extinction? And I'm like, I feel like you could very easily solve this because one, you are creating the monster. You could just make it so she doesn't have a uterus. Like, I don't really understand the problem.
I had the same thought. I was like, you don't have to harvest a working uterus. Like, she doesn't have to have ovaries, like. Also, weird that you gave the previous monster a working peen. Like, that's,
I mean,
Also,
I
why
guess
are these not the first things he thought about before he started doing this?
literally, literally. I mean, I guess they say nature finds a way, so like they could have probably found a way to have kids anyways. But if like they were that fucking set on it, but you know, maybe she doesn't want kids. Like, have we ever even considered that as an option?
Well, I highlighted this part and wrote, like, oh, now a woman gets a choice for the first time in this book. The only non living hypothetical woman gets a choice because he's like,
Mm-hmm.
what if she doesn't find him attractive? What if she doesn't want to be with him? You know? And I'm like, oh, you're considering that for this monster who you're
Mm-hmm.
building that's not yet alive, but no one once considered that about Elizabeth?
That's
Like,
such a
I don't
valid
know.
Literally.
point. That is so
You
valid.
know? To me, I'm like, that's like the core of what this book is like,
Mm-hmm.
you only consider the people who it benefits you to like write them out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy to me. The first time. Man, if I
Um,
hate anyone, it's Victor Frankenstein.
facts. I did call him an overthinking king just because I felt like that fit him.
Yeah.
Um, so while he's panicking and fully overthinking and like fully spiraling, he looks up and the fucking monster just like has his face pressed against the window. I just and he's like he's staring at me menacingly. My heart dropped, and I'm like I'm just imagining him being like checking in. How's it going
Wait,
with my girlfriend?
was yours in the window? Because mine was at the beach. He just like looked out the window onto the beach and the monster was like out there in a beam of moonlight smiling.
I don't
That's
know. I just
that's
worded
terrifying
that.
also.
Yeah, they're
Let's
both so
see.
scary. That
I
he's
don't
just
know.
standing off this remote island somewhere just watching Victor work.
Let's see.
What's about to happen is the last part of this book that I remember.
Oh, by the light of the moon, the demon at the casement, a ghastly grin wrinkled his lips as he gazed upon me, where I sat fulfilling the task which he had allotted to me. Yes, he had followed me to my travels. He had loitered in forests, hid himself in caves, or taken refuge in wide and desolate heaths, and he now came to mark my progress and claim the fulfillment of a promise.
So it didn't say where he saw him, just
No.
that he saw him in the moonlight. A ghastly grin wrinkled his lips. Ugh.
But like they're close enough to be having a full conversation because they're like chit chatting.
Oh, mine don't talk.
What?
No, they do. They do
Oh,
after the
okay. I was
fact,
like,
after what's about to happen. I don't want to spoil.
okay. Well, it's the next line in mine. So,
Yeah.
um, so he panics, looks up, and he's like, "I can't do this," and he just scrambles the body parts of what he's working on, and
Mine
just
says, with a trembling passion, he shredded it to pieces.
yeah, mine's also shredded to
Ugh.
pieces.
Ugh.
Which like, how does that even work?
I
How's
don't
that?
need details on that one.
Yeah.
Like,
Fair.
did he just rip the stitches apart, or did he like actually destroy the limbs?
The less details, the better on this part, I think.
Yeah. We could leave that to readers' imagination.
Yep, sorry.
'Cause I'm
Becca's
thinking,
like,
is
but
it like a
how
chicken
was
wing
it
situation?
dismembered?
I need
Yeah.
logistics.
I'm just kind of thinking like tearing apart a chicken wing, you know?
Okay, that's enough. Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah,
I feel like that's
Yikes. That was enough for me.
yeah, fair. Oh my god. So the monster screams because like fair, honestly, let's be real.
I'm picturing the most outrageous scream.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
very high pitched, doesn't match the body.
Yeah.
fair.
Like Regina George scream
Yes.
Oh, that's perfect.
when she's going and getting the burn book.
Yes. And then the
Victor is an
monster.
ugly slut.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You're right. It's a good meme. It's a good answer. So then the monster calls Victor his slave, and that he has to do whatever he tells him and must obey him. And Victor's like, literally no. And the monster's like, you do realize I can kill everyone and everything you've ever loved in your entire life, right? Like, just making sure. And Victor's like, I won't do it. Nothing you can do will make me do it. And Victor, the monster's like, "Are you sure about that? Because I will kill you on your wedding night. Just so you know, like you're gonna die your wedding night. I'll see you there."
Okay, that's another thing I highlighted because when he goes like, "I shall be with you on your wedding night," which is such a threat.
Mm-hmm.
He took it as the monster was going to kill him on his wedding night. You just said you took it as the monster was going to kill him on his wedding night. I took it as he's going to kill Elizabeth on the wedding night. Because
Fair.
why else wait until the wedding night to kill Victor? You know, he could kill Victor anytime he knows what desert island he's living on.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, like the wedding night, he would know Elizabeth is there. So I feel like that's who his target was. But that's not how Victor took it.
That's fair. I could totally see that too. Because I feel like at this point he hasn't shown any intention to cause Victor bodily harm.
I feel like when I was reading this, I took it as a threat to Elizabeth also.
Mm-hmm.
Fair. Because then Victor talks about how sad Elizabeth's gonna be after he dies and
Yeah.
all this stuff.
This is classic Victor thinking it's all about himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. He was like, "Oh, that must have been a threat towards me," and I'm like, "No, your homegirl, your sister cousin is in trouble."
Plus, this monster hates the living guts out of you.
Yeah,
He's going to
make it miserable.
You're gonna be the last to go. You know.
Yeah. 100%.
All I'm imagining is like if Victor dies, Elizabeth being like, "Hell yeah." Like freedom, baby.
She's like, "Thank God I don't have to marry my brother."
Best case scenario, the monster murders everybody but Elizabeth, and she gets freed.
Oh, what if Elizabeth becomes Frank, the monster's wife? Throwing it out.
That would be crazy. That would be a crazy plot twist. Like, what if she's the only one who's like not grossed out by him?
Like very King Kong. He's gonna hold her at the top of the Empire State Building or whatever.
Absolutely, man.
So now he gets another letter from Henry. Henry's like, "Hey, I miss you. You want to come back?" And he's like, "Hell yeah, buddy."
He's like up.
Literally. And then he's like, "Oh, well, shit. I gotta dispose of this dead body before I leave." So he like wraps it in a blanket and throws it out, and then sails off on his boat. Falls asleep while sailing. So instead of 5 miles, a full day has passed. I don't know how he doesn't run out of gas. And he's just somewhere, fully somewhere. He wakes up and he's just like pulling up to an island. So as soon as he gets to this island, everybody's immediately hostile, calls him a villain. And I was like, oh, it's because they're like Irish and he's British. But he's not even British. He's German, isn't he?
I think he's German, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I know the Irish people, like, in general, don't like England. But I don't know how they feel about Germans. So, I don't know.
Either.
But, then apparently they're questioning him because they think he murdered somebody last night. So we don't know who that somebody is.
That's true. And he even, like, at the very end of this chapter, he goes, "I must pause here, for it requires all my fortitude to recall the memory of the frightful events which I'm about to relate."
It better not be Henry.
Oh, but like, how would Henry have wound up in Ireland? Like,
we don't even know where he is.
All I feel like I can assume is that the monster killed somebody in Ireland.
So that is all we've got for this week. Somebody got murdered. That's all we know. We'll hopefully find out in the next chapter, but apparently it takes our narrator a lot of fortitude. So I'm thinking it might be someone important, and I'm a little scared. So that's how I'm feeling.
What do you feel? How do you feel about Victor's development throughout the story? Do you think he has character development?
No.
I
was gonna say a hard no. He only disappoints. Victor only disappoints.
Yeah,
there's literally no one redeemable.
I'm trying to, as we go through it, I'm trying to think, does he really have any growth in any direction? You know, even if it's not a good direction.
I think the only good decisions he has made, one, to not marry Elizabeth until he builds Bride of Frankenstein, and two, to destroy Bride of Frankenstein. I feel like that was a good call on his part. Maybe not in the manner in which he did it, and maybe he should have just said no from the start, but at least he didn't complete her, because, like, he's right. Who knows what could have happened between the two of them, you know?
Right.
I feel like he could have just solved most of his problems by not giving her a uterus. But as someone who's pro-choice, I'm not really for that, because like
I was
she
about to
should.
say she's got no autonomy there, but also like she has no autonomy in any of it. If like
I
he's building her
know.
just to be the monster's bride, like she is just another victim of women in this book.
I know.
Like I feel bad for her. Like thank God she didn't exist because it would have sucked for her.
I mean, the only plus side I could see is maybe, just maybe, she wouldn't like. I don't know. Like, what if she killed the monster? We don't. We have not even thought of that possibility. If she didn't like him and she's like, man, this dude is like really aggressive. We need to tone that shit down.
Yeah, that's true. She could have become the hero in this story. She could have been really cool. I just worry that, I mean, just her as a character, her whole device was to fix the monster,
Which sucks.
which sucks because it's no woman's job to fix a man, whether they're a fictional monster or not.
Hell yeah.
And she was also a device to fix Victor's problems. Like the second she was there, his problems were all gone. Like she just everything about who her character was supposed to be. I was like, thank God he destroyed her, just for the sake of her, you know,
Yeah.
and possibly the world because she could have been evil too. And also, Victor was like, she could still find the other monsters super ugly. So like, it could have just been so much worse. He could have had two really bad monsters on his hands.
That's so funny. But that is all we have for this week. We will see you all in 2 weeks, same time, same place, with apparently a murder case. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.